In this podcast episode, Chase Iron Eyes shares the sacred cosmology and forgotten wisdom of the Lakota people. He begins by discussing the creation story of the Lakota, which involves a female buffalo hearing a voice and breathing consciousness into a mass of blood and water, forming human beings. This story connects the Lakota people deeply to the buffalo, their sacred animal. Iron Eyes delves into the origin story of the universe according to Lakota cosmology. He talks about a primordial spirit who sacrificed himself, with his blood becoming water and his flesh becoming rock. This event led to the creation of the universe, with the sun becoming the chief deity and other gods being created by the sun, moon, sky, and earth. The Lakota people view themselves as the youngest of creation, learning from older beings such as the four-legged and winged beings. They believe in an ordering of 16 deities, with each deity representing different aspects of creation and guiding human behavior and conduct. Iron Eyes also touches on the concept of Great Spirit or Wakantanka, which encompasses everything and is synonymous with the term Great Spirit. He emphasizes the importance of connecting with the divine and seeking guidance from the older beings and deities in the Lakota cosmology. Throughout the podcast, Iron Eyes reflects on his personal journey of learning and seeking out the sacred knowledge of his people. He discusses the importance of passing on this wisdom to future generations, especially in a world where Western education and colonization have overshadowed indigenous beliefs and practices. Iron Eyes delves into the historical context of indigenous people, particularly focusing on the South American traditions where Native people were seen as rainbow warriors, with their chakras lit with different colors. He contrasts this with the European conquistadors who saw them as gray ones due to their blocked energy centers. Iron Eyes reflects on the impact of colonization and the spread of disease of the mind, leading to the ego-driven empire mindset that prioritizes conquest and ownership. He discusses the concept of Witiko, a native word describing the disease of the mind that leads to empire and the delusion of ownership. Iron Eyes believes that this disconnect from native roots and the earth has led to a global spread of this disease, resulting in environmental degradation and societal imbalance. He advocates for a return to the old stories and ways to heal and create a new future that integrates traditional wisdom with modern technology. Iron Eyes shares personal experiences, including his involvement in the Standing Rock protests against the Dakota Access Pipeline. He highlights the importance of tribal sovereignty and the need to protect the Earth's ecosystems. He discusses the spiritual guidance and unity that emerged during the protests, emphasizing the interconnectedness of all humanity in the fight for environmental justice. The conversation shifts to Iron Eyes' experience of sitting in a sweat lodge with Bobby Kennedy, whom he believes will be the next president of the United States. He describes the profound impact of sharing this ceremonial space with Kennedy and other participants, emphasizing the importance of spiritual values in leadership. He admires Kennedy's commitment to serving his people and his genuine, unscripted approach to politics. Iron Eyes reflects on the challenges faced by his people, particularly on reservations like Pine Ridge, where systemic issues have led to dependency and hardship. He discusses the need for a mass reevaluation of tribal governance and the role of the United States in addressing historical injustices. The podcast delves into mystical experiences, with Iron Eyes sharing a personal encounter during a sweat lodge ceremony. He describes a vision of a metallic projectile in his neck that he must remove and ground with the help of prayers to the earth. He also recounts a powerful vision he had during a ceremony where he encountered extraterrestrial elements that threatened him. Through the power of fire and intention, he was able to overcome this challenge and experience a profound shift in his life. He also shares stories of miraculous events and unexplainable phenomena that have occurred to others within the Lakota community, such as teleportation and healing ceremonies. Iron Eyes reflects on the role of forgiveness and reconciliation in sharing indigenous knowledge with the wider world. He acknowledges the historical trauma and exploitation that indigenous peoples have faced, but emphasizes the importance of forgiveness and openness in sharing their wisdom. He discusses the complexities of allowing non-indigenous individuals to participate in ceremonies and the need to find a balance between preserving sacred traditions and sharing knowledge with others. The conversation touches on the significance of sacred objects and rituals in Lakota spirituality, such as the sacred pipe, and the importance of prayer and ceremony in connecting with the divine. Iron Eyes shares personal anecdotes of participating in global drum prayers and facing criticism for his actions, highlighting the challenges of navigating cultural boundaries and misunderstandings. Iron Eyes expresses a desire to see Indigenous knowledge systems respected and integrated into mainstream discourse, emphasizing the depth and richness of these traditions. He calls for a greater understanding and appreciation of Indigenous cosmologies and the role they can play in addressing contemporary challenges and fostering spiritual growth. Iron Eyes recalls his experiences at Standing Rock during the protests against the Dakota Access Pipeline, where he grappled with the decision to potentially get arrested in defense of the land and water. He reflects on the sacrifices made by his family members and ancestors in resisting oppression and fighting for Indigenous rights. He emphasizes the transformative power of traditional ceremonies and rituals, which offer individuals the opportunity to undergo personal growth and spiritual evolution.